what's going on YouTube? It's Jedi, and today I'm coming at y'all with something a little bit different. I see y'all enjoyed the last video, which was me, giving tips and tricks on how to improve in Apex Legends, just something simple. This time, this was actually super convenient because I had a match in which me and my friend Alralo, she's also a dope content creator, providing Apex content as well, and I'll put her link in the description. But in this situation, we booted up for some ranked. It was just us two. We didn't have a third. And if you've been in Apex for a while, even if you're new, you might have seen this as well. Sometimes they'll throw you in matches where they don't give you a third. Now, in pubs, cool, whatever. I don't really care. But in ranked, jeez, that's more tough. So in this situation, we decided, you know what? Let's actually try to get some RP, but let's try to get a good amount of RP. Sometimes in these situations, a lot of people feel like, you know what, let's just land, try to get a couple bodies, we'll die, and then just start over. Don't do that. But you can really turn every situation into an opportunity. So we land in Rift, we get looted up, and I'm looking around us the entire time, because the biggest thing, especially because you're at a disadvantage, is to be aware of your surroundings even more so than normal. Now we're looking out, we see a team that was over across from Rift, and we're looking around to make sure they're not in the area. But my biggest mindset in this match was basically positioning and movement, constantly looking around as well to make sure nobody's running up on us, because we are at a disadvantage, and also playing back as well. After we leave Rift, we rotate towards Energy Depot, because in my mind, I want us to get to the waterfall by Hammond Labs, because at that point, we'll be able to watch our flanks as well as watching in front of us. So the degree of being able to track teams and seeing who's all in the area is, I feel like, the best in that spot. As well as keep in mind that there was teams in our area, so making sure to look behind, as well as looking to the side to make sure nobody's running up on us. Because we do know that, footsteps is important to hear, but we also know that sometimes Apex doesn't register footsteps. So as we're making our moves toward the waterfall at Hammond Labs, just keep being aware of all the openings and opportunities that people can come from. Now in this situation, I didn't look to the left immediately because there is a walkway to the left of the walkway up to the waterfall, so a team could have been down there or in that little building under. But I scan when I get there because I'm making sure there's nobody around. In that situation, if there was somebody there, we have an opportunity to fall back and maybe reposition ourselves for a different engagement. We don't want to take anything too crazy because we are at a disadvantage without having a random. In this situation as well, we're playing Bloodhound. Using that beacon is key just for knowing where the circle is going to be, especially if you don't already have the patterns of the circle memorized. So doesn't help just for a little more affirmation to know that the circle is going to be in a specific spot. So now in this situation, we see two teams engaging. We're just waiting it out, looking around, making sure nobody's going to flank us, or making sure we don't have an opportunity to be third party while we're trying to third party. Because with us having one less person, you have to take every advantage, as well as getting damage points for your shields, as well as potentially getting KP. See, that team ends up engaging another team while we're trying to pick them off. We decided to leave that engagement alone because really we have an opportunity to finish that team off, or the other team, because they're taking cover behind one of the lifts in the ground. So because we know where the next circle is going to be, Al decides, you know what, let's rotate towards the States, so that way we can get positioning, and that way we'll be able to prepare if anybody comes over. Now, initially we decided to take point at the ramp behind Estates, and in a quick fight, that's a good position. But there's still 4 other teams on the map. So with us knowing where the next circle is going to be, I like that area, but there's really no opportunity for cover. Yes, you get high ground, and yes, you can look for flanks. But if teams start to focus you, whether you're getting attacked by one team or let's say another team joins in, because that happens as well, where 2 teams just stop and focus on you, we have no place to be safe. We have no place to be safe except if we drop down over the ledge. Now, if we drop down over the ledge, that also gives the opportunity for teams to push us, because at that point, we're on equal grounding. In this situation especially, we want to keep the high ground, so that way we can look down on the other teams and try to pick them off as they come in, or as they try to fight off other teams. So that's knowing the next circle is because of the beacon that I hit earlier. I was like, you know what? Let's rotate towards the billboard side so that way we have that high ground and there's actually cover spots over there. In this situation too, with as late that the circle is in, there shouldn't be anybody over there. That's what I'm thinking in my mind, because they would have pushed already to another area. Granted, you're taking a little bit of a risk, but you know, the game is full of risks and you just try to take the least amount as possible. So as we're moving over towards that area, I'll pick up a little, make sure there's no pieces I need. Should be completely looted by now, but taking a look around, making sure nobody's up there, and we take position up there as well because there's cover spots and we can look down throughout the whole estates area where the smaller circle is going to be. At this point, we know the circle is going to end in that. So as we're getting in position up here on this hill, I started to hear their teams running up. So we have positional advantage with having the high ground. So we're able to push them off that hill and be able to keep the high ground so we can continue to look out. And even if they try to push us again, we have opportunities for cover and to fall back if necessary. If they have like a Gippy ult or a Bang ult that can rain down on us from above, they can just throw under us. So like I said, in this position, this is ideal because we're able to see all the teams coming into this area so we can pick them off or at least just wait until they engage and try to third party. One thing I feel like a lot of people don't keep track of until like the last maybe 2 or 3 squads is where the other teams are. Keep in mind, especially seven, maybe 6 squads down, especially if the circle is getting small, don't try to push into engagements too hot because there are other teams watching out. People are looking for that third party. So you have to anti-third party the third party by being aware of where teams are, making sure you have positions on multiple teams so you know where they're going to engage or where they're going to come from. That way, if you do decide to third party, you know how much time you have to loot if necessary after the fact, or how much time you have to rotate or move around to get positioned so you don't get basically caught at a disadvantage. So right now we're just looking around, tracking the teams in the area, and at this point all the teams are in the states. They're just in different parts of the states. 2 are engaging in the back, there's 1 on the right side as well. So with them being out in the open in the top of the states, we decided to just start poking at them. If anything, if we don't get RP as far as off of killing, we at least, you know, take the team out. We're trying to prolong and get as much RP as possible because that's the name of the game. And as you rank up, it's gonna be more of that style of gameplay, whether you get into diamond or whether you get into plat or diamond and higher up. People are gonna start taking it more slow. People are gonna start playing more cautiously. It's not gonna be as run and gun as they are in pubs. It may happen occasionally, but the thing is, because people want to secure RP, because RP is more important than anything, you get that by surviving. You want to try to get a couple, you know, KP in the beginning. If you can't, that's fine, but you want to basically just survive the longest. So as we're sitting up here poking at teams, just waiting to see where they're going to rotate, who's going to engage, being aware of the kill feed. A lot of people don't track the kill feed because the kill feed itself will tell you when it's good to push or when it's good to stay back. If you don't see a knock or anything happen on the kill feed, it's best to not third party, because in all actuality what'll actually happen if both teams are up and you push and there's no knocks, those 2 teams that are by each other literally will turn and engage on you, and you're just gonna be done. You're gonna be back in the lobby. It is what it is. So keep track of the kill feed. That's what I'm keeping an eye on right now as we're waiting, as well as watching the last 2 teams to make sure if they're engaging or not. So I see them engaging on top of estates. I'm poking at them from the distance as they're stepping outside, just throwing them off, discombobulating them as much as possible so they lose the fight. Even if I don't kill them, they just lose the fight, and that's one less team we got to worry about. So I'm sitting here poking at them, getting as much damage off as possible. I only have a blue shield, just upgraded up to purple just off of poking. And honestly, a lot of these shots too that I'm taking, I'm gonna be honest, they're little ego shots. You know, I want you to try to challenge me as you're trying to, you know, engage this other team. And right at this moment, we see a team got knocked, and I see that there's a peacekeeper right down below. I picked that up. We know one team got knocked, so at this point, this is a perfect opportunity to push. We know they're fighting closely together up there in that building. So initially I'm thinking, you know what, I'll pop beasts, that way I can see them, and then I'll be able to throw a nade, and hopefully I knock one. Lo and behold, I knock one. So we're pushing up, got the PK out, trying to finish off some of these teams, literally last two. We get the rate down from one team, and I did not notice this at first, but somebody is resing behind those two knock teammates. My teammates yelling, you know what, we got a horizon out here, I'll finish the horizon, rotate back in. They rezzed and then tried to res another teammate, and that's where they failed. We ended up securing the dub off of just a duo by playing it slow, getting positioning, looking out for other teams, being aware of your surroundings, and paying attention to what's going on. In that situation as well, I will add a little bit of advice for that other team. I wouldn't have tried to res, I would have tried to heal as quick as possible, because there's no way that after you hear that other team down, like, you're not gonna have enough time to res the teammate. They should have just tried to heal. Maybe they would have had a better opportunity, but we secured the dub. So that's gonna be it for this video, just giving like an inside look at what my thought process is in these games. Honestly, I might call this Jedi Mind Tips. Let me know if y'all like it. If you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments section if you like that. W or L in the comments. But that's gonna be it for me, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through, showing support, and thank you so much love for the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Peace.